On March 13, 2026, something extraordinary is happening within the invisible architecture of the universe. A silent yet powerful gateway of energy is slowly opening across the timeline of human connection, a portal of reconciliation, a rare spiritual threshold. Here, the past and present briefly merge, unfinished emotions surface, and souls that once departed may suddenly feel a powerful pull to return to your life. If you have recently been swept up in unusual waves of memory, felt emotional echoes from years ago, or had an inexplicable sense that someone is thinking of you deeply, believe this, it is no hallucination. It is the ripple effect of this energy portal opening. Before we dive deeper, consider subscribing to this channel and sharing your location. Below, these messages are destined to reach the souls attuned to them at the exact moment they are needed. What you are about to hear may provide the answers to the turbulent emotions you felt lately. The universe is orchestrating a profound reunion. This is not a coincidence. It is divine timing. Energy is resonating in a specific frequency that allows unfinished emotional threads to resurface, not to disrupt your peace, but to grant you a precious gift: closure, truth, and sometimes a second chance. Within the collective human energy field, invisible doors are opening between hearts that once shared deep bonds. If you are listening to this message right now, your soul is likely standing at the edge of this door. A shift has occurred, and someone from your past may be preparing to step back into your life. The universe never forgets connections woven from deep emotion. Every conversation, every touch of the soul, every shared dream leaves an energetic imprint on the field of consciousness. These imprints do not vanish with separation. They suspend in the invisible network of soul memory, waiting for the cosmic energy to bring them back to the surface. That moment has arrived. You may have noticed the signs: memories surfacing without warning, dreaming of someone you haven't spoken to in years, their name appearing in unexpected places, or a song, a message, or a sudden intuition bringing them back to mind. These are not random thoughts. They are echoes of the opening portal of reconciliation. When powerful planetary alignments activate specific channels, they stir the emotional archives of the soul, bringing connections that still contain unlearned lessons or unspoken truths back to light. The universe is not dragging you back to past pain. It is offering an opportunity to transform the past into wisdom. Sometimes, closure doesn't come from forgetting, but from two souls meeting again with a new level of awareness. Within this portal, many will feel this encounter, drawing closer step by step. In the energy spectrum of human relationships, there are moments when distance and time cannot erase a connection. The soul views certain people as catalysts for growth, mirrors for transformation, and companions on the mysterious journey of awakening. As the portal of reconciliation opens, sleeping recognitions begin to stir. The person who left your life, whether due to misunderstanding, timing, distance, or emotional turbulence, may suddenly find themselves thinking of you with inexplicable frequency. You may appear in their dreams, in their quiet moments of reflection. Your memory will quietly emerge. The universe begins to gently knock on the emotional door they once closed. None of this is accidental. On an energetic level, both souls must reach a certain height of growth for this door to open. Old resentments soften, emotional maturity deepens, and perspectives on the past begin to shift. What was once a separation begins to look like an unfinished destiny. Thus, the cosmic wisdom that guides human experience begins to arrange subtle circumstances. Perhaps they see your name while scrolling through social media. Perhaps they hear a song that reminds them of you. Perhaps someone mentions you in passing. These tiny triggers awaken intense emotions, because this door is not just opening in your life, it is opening in theirs as well. If you have experienced sudden emotional fluctuations over the past few days, there is a deeper reason. When the portal of reconciliation opens in the human heart, it never does so in silence. It stirs the ocean of memory, activates dormant emotions, and triggers waves of nostalgia, curiosity, reflection, and sometimes confusion. You might suddenly wonder what if. You might feel a mix of peace and unresolved emotion. One moment you are detached from the past, and the next, you are pulled back by a vivid memory as if it happened yesterday. These waves are not signs of weakness. They are signals of energy flow. Your soul is processing old timelines surfacing, and the universe is preparing the emotional soil if a reunion happens. It will be rooted in growth, not pain. The meaning of this portal is never just about meeting again. It is about metamorphosis. If that person from the past truly returns, the version of you they meet will not be the one they left. They will encounter a new soul who has journeyed through healing, self-discovery, and spiritual growth, and this transformation changes everything. The energy of the connection itself will begin to transmute. To understand what is happening, you must realize that time is not as linear as it seems. In the deeper layers of cosmic wisdom, multiple timelines exist simultaneously. The portal of reconciliation is a moment where certain timelines briefly sync. In this synchronicity, channels that seemed permanently closed may reopen. Conversations that never happened may find their moment. Apologies never uttered may finally surface. Think of it as a temporary bridge built between two chapters of your life. But crossing this bridge requires a powerful awareness. If you walk through this door unconsciously, old patterns may repeat. But if you step in with emotional wisdom and spiritual clarity, the ending will be entirely different from the story of the past. This is the significance of this moment. The universe is not simply bringing people back together. It is testing whether the souls involved have grown enough to write a new ending. Within the energy field of this portal, specific signs often appear when someone from the past is about to reach out. These signals are whispers from the universe, subtle hints that a timeline is about to shift. You might feel a sense of unexplained anticipation. Your intuition might suddenly focus on someone you haven't thought of in years. Synchronistic events related to them begin to surface, like repeating numbers or familiar places. Sometimes, the sign is emotional peace, the sudden realization that old resentment or sadness has vanished. When this emotional burden is lifted, it often means your soul has completed a vital stage of healing. And healing changes the energetic equation between two people. When resentment dissolves, the energy barrier that once separated you falls, creating a clear channel for communication, one that no longer originates from trauma but from new understanding. When this channel opens, the universe sometimes guides that person back into your life. For some, the reunion will be sudden, a message popping up, a notification from someone you thought you'd never hear from again, a simple greeting carrying the weight of years of silence. In that moment, time stands still. You wonder, why now? Why after all this time? Why just as I finally moved on? The truth is, some connections follow soul timing, not human schedules. The message coming through this door is never just to relive the past. It is to discover who you have both become since then. Sometimes the universe brings people back to close a chapter with peace. Sometimes to reveal a hidden truth. And sometimes because the story was never truly over. As the portal widens, more memories surface, more emotional threads awaken, and more souls stand on the edge of an unexpected reunion. When someone leaves your life, the human brain tries to simplify the story we tell ourselves. It was bad timing, complex circumstances, or they chose a different path. But at the soul level, separation almost always carries a mission. Every deep connection has lessons encoded within it. Sometimes, these lessons cannot unfold while two people are together. Distance becomes the teacher, silence the mirror, and absence the space for personal transformation. Many relationships end not because of a lack of love, but because growth was incomplete. Perhaps the meeting happened during a stage of emotional immaturity or unhealed trauma. The bond was real, but the inner foundation required to sustain it wasn't there yet. The universe, in its mysterious wisdom, sometimes allows the bond to break so both individuals can grow independently. Years pass, and life reshapes perspective. When the energetic maturity finally reaches the right height, the universe opens a portal like the one we see now. Separation was never a punishment. It was preparation. Time is a powerful alchemical force. The you at the end of that connection is not the you of today. Everything you've experienced, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the solitude, has reshaped your soul's map. This is why the portal of reconciliation is so rare. It requires both people to have journeyed through their own growth so their timelines can sync again. The old relationship cannot be recreated because the old versions of the people no longer exist. You have changed, your boundaries are firmer, your intuition is sharper, and your understanding of your needs is deeper. In certain connections, there is a power beyond mere attraction. Some people enter our lives to mirror the deepest layers of our emotional identity. These connections are like living mirrors, revealing aspects of ourselves we haven't understood. This is why some people are impossible to forget. It's not just about what happened between you, but because that connection mirrored who you were becoming at that stage of life. When someone acts as a mirror, they reflect your fears, your courage, and the hidden wounds you've carried for years. In the beginning, this intensity can be overwhelming. The mirror is too clear, forcing you to see parts of yourself you aren't ready to face. Many mirror connections separate at this stage. Distance becomes a temporary pause, allowing each person to grow outside the intensity of the reflection. But the mirror doesn't vanish just because we stop looking. As life unfolds, what was once overwhelming becomes understandable. When the portal of reconciliation opens, these mirror connections often resurface. But they are different now. The mirror has changed because the soul gazing into it has transformed. It no longer reflects pain, but growth. No longer triggers fear, but brings understanding. You realize the person who left wasn't just part of your past. They were part of your awakening. They were a mirror placed on your path to help you discover who you were meant to be. The opening of this portal is never about a carbon copy of the old relationship. The universe is far too wise to repeat patterns that brought pain. Instead, when someone returns through this channel, it is a test, a profound examination of whether the growth of both souls has truly reached a new height. At first, the reunion may feel familiar, the voice, the memories, the old echoes. But beneath that familiarity, a deeper process is unfolding. The universe is watching how both people respond. Have the emotional patterns that caused conflict been healed? Has the insecurity turned into self-awareness? These questions are asked through experience, through conversations that are different this time. For example, a situation that once triggered a defensive reaction might now lead to a calm discussion. Every such moment is a subtle check of readiness. The universe is revealing whether the connection is ready to move forward without repeating the loops that ended it. In some cases, the answer is a beautiful yes. In others, the test reveals that the patterns remain. Even then, the reunion brings the most precious gift: clarity. You see where you stand and what you now deserve. Among all the energies flowing through this portal, forgiveness is the most transformative. It is a quiet power that can dissolve years of emotional weight in an instant. Forgiveness doesn't rewrite the past. It changes how the past exists in your heart. When you forgive, you aren't just giving the other person freedom. You are reclaiming your own. The energy once bound by resentment is now available for your growth and peace. In this portal, forgiveness can change a conversation entirely. Two people who were once separated by misunderstanding may suddenly see each other with new compassion. Apologies years in the making may arrive exactly when both hearts are ready to receive them. When the reunion finally happens, you may find yourself at a crossroads. The return of someone from the past stirs strong emotions but also invites deep reflection. You must decide the role this person will play in your next chapter. Is this a new beginning built on growth, Is it a peaceful closing so both hearts can move on without ties? Or is it a reminder of how far you've come? The answer lies in your intuition, that quiet inner voice that knows the language of your soul. Listen to it. As this portal continues to unfold, the architecture of your life's energy is shifting. Timelines are moving, old patterns are dissolving, and new possibilities are emerging. The reunion itself may be a catalyst for a transformation far larger than the relationship. You might realize that the return of this person was simply to show you the massive change you have undergone, to help you see the self you have become through healing and awakening. In this sense, the portal of reconciliation is a turning point in your personal evolution. It reminds you that life is not a fixed narrative. Stories can change, people can grow, and sometimes the universe opens a door to let two souls meet again, not as they were, but as they were destined to become. If this message resonates with your experience, take a moment to subscribe and share your story below.